when we last spoke, Dillian was out in Portugal, keeping fit, ticking over, and looking good on Instagram. When was the last time you saw Dillian?
I saw Dillian. I guess it must have been probably 3 weeks ago now. Could be. Since I've been back in England, I've been doing a lot. I mean, I've been setting up a gym myself, as I think I've told you before. So I've been busy doing that. I'm refurbishing this place I'm living in, so I've had my hands full, and obviously got the little one, but juggling, keep myself busy during lockdown, basically.
Good man. Well, obviously Dillian's going to be returning, or if he hasn't returned already, from Portugal. I mean, if you don't mind, I've got a few points to run through with yourself. In no particular order. Straight off the top, it was a good development to see what happened with regards to him putting the legal case to WBC and Mr. Maurizio Sulaiman being kind of held to account to say that, you know, bar any other major incursions, February 2021 next year, he gets his mandatory, rain or shine.
Wow, that is great news. I mean, one of you guys asked me the same question, and I was a bit frustrated because I've been hearing this for years, and I do my job, and I keep myself in the background. But when I keep hearing this backwards and forwards, you know, I said, listen, if you're asking me now, well, you got to get the people around the table and have it out and see where you are with these people. If not, jump on the plane, knock on the door, and ask them what's the fucking problem. And I'm hoping it sounds like there's some communication there. I mean, you've got to have communication when you want to know what's going on.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it sounds like that's positive news to me. You tell me.
Well, look, let's not beat around the bush. When we talk about WBC, obviously that's the route that Dillian's wanted to take for the, 1,000 days and counting.
I mean, but listen, he's committed. He's been committed to the WBC.
Yes.
And he has done. He's paid sanctioning fees after sanctioning fees after sanctioning fees after sanctioning fees.
That's right.
So that is why he's been working consistently, persistently with this governing body, and they're not playing ball with him. So that's
well, that's what lawyers are for. That's what lawyers are for. And fair play to Dillian. He's played it right, and he's taken the legal route. But when we talk about WBC, the elephant in the room is Tyson Fury. Now, there's loads, as I said, there's loads of things to go through here. I never really feed too much into sparring rumors and this and that, but it's always gone around the circles that Dillian put Tyson down a few times in sparring. Whether he did or he didn't doesn't bother me. But you told me before you guys have a game plan for Fury. How do you think Tyson and Dillian goes down? How do you think the characters, the styles, the fight, the animosity, how do you think it all unplays?
Well, how it all unplays is we're far away from that because they've both got fights in between. But if we can imagine and use our imagination as we should, it's going to be a great build up. I mean, the build up and the build up's going to be pay per view itself, and I'm sure
the Nicky Lanta.
It's going to be very, very entertaining in itself, but it's serious entertaining. There's no play acting with them two, and Tyson Fury is he's the king at the moment, and Dillian Whyte's knocking on the door. So, and he doesn't like to pussyfoot around Dillian Whyte, and he's going to be an handful for any of them, any of them champions up there, and I promise you he will. And game plans is it's not difficult. I mean, the likes of Tyson Furies and Dillian Whytes and all the top people up there, they work on everything to what's in front of them, and they can instantly switch on to what's in front of them because that's what they do. They've been professionals over the years and they're experienced, and that's what they do. But you can go into a fight with a game plan, like the tall, rangy man against the not so tall but strong, the body snatcher, title body snatcher fighter. But then it can change in an instant. It can all change, and you've got to adapt. So these fighters at these levels adapt. We all have to adapt, you know, regardless if we're prepped or not.
I think you're right, Mark. I think that could be one of the most tactical matchups of the top lot. I think we've all had our two pennies about Wilder, AJ, Fury, AJ, but Whyte versus Fury, because he's got a lot of chess moves up here now, thanks to what you lot have been working on. And
well, he's got them in him. They're in him already. He's got all them. He's got that cute and that vicious streak about him.
yes,
And he's lost that emotional thing about him now, and he's more not cunning. There's another word. He's more calculated, and he has to be. But he can't mess about. He's got a style where he's a fighter. And he can box. He can box as well. But you know, I feel he's an all-rounder. He's got to get once he's in shape, and he's capable. He's capable, mate. He's capable.
Well, Mark, look, as I said, it wasn't in any particular order, but you're right to point out that we've now got Povetkin in our sights. So tell me, now that fight camp has been confirmed, it's August 22nd, right?
August 22nd, 8 weeks away, I believe. Yeah.
How are you feeling? You want to get your teeth into Dillian ASAP and get real camp going?
Listen, this is where my own juices. I feel like I'm fighting myself. But you know, I've got to wait for the. It's been a funny old time for myself personally because of everyone in the world.
Yes.
Of what's going on. You know, I haven't been around camp, but I know what's going on. I've been backwards and forwards here, but not for that great a deal of time. But you know, it's not hard for two professionals to lock their rooms together and crack on. But that's what I'm expected to do this week. So I'm waiting for I've sent out emails and messages to the guys, and I'm waiting for phone calls. But yeah, I hope to be out there. Or wherever he's training to be in, and let's get done what we've got to do.
Well, I mean, August the 22nd, and it's the culmination of Matchroom's fight camp, which is lovely. It's topping the bill at the end of the fight camp. With the WBC situation just in the foreground there, potentially the next fight for Dillian. Fingers crossed, all goes well with Povetkin. No walk in the park though, Povetkin. So a lot of people who don't know the game properly, some of the casuals, we don't knock them because you need the casuals, right? But they'll be like, well, why is he taking his fight still with Povetkin if he's now got the ruling with WBC? But Mark, explain to people how focused Dillian is about taking each challenge seriously.
Right. For instance, look, Povetkin he's a former Olympian. He's dangerous. His IQ is like me and you making a cup of tea in the morning. You know, it's just second nature to him. But I believe with Dillian's experience with waiting for this world title shot, in hindsight, there's a lot of professionals at that level that have waited around for their world titles. They miss out on fights and miss out of making money and
get rusty,
etc. But yeah, get rusty, so to speak. Dillian's been game enough, clever enough, and wise enough to have kept ticking over and learning on the job. Bit dangerous, but what do? This you know, you don't want to wake up with any regrets. I mean, by living the way Dillian Whyte's lived and played out, he's gained fans, he's gained respect, and he's learned his craft along the way. And so shall we continue that way, please God. And he still can't. He never overlooks anyone or anyone. But he's still got to keep his wits about him with Alexander Povetkin, and I know that he's quick, he's sharp, he's fast, he's vastly experienced, and he carries a beautiful left hook himself. So that's what we've got.
He's got power still, isn't he? He's still got power.
Yeah, he's got that power, mate. And one thing an old professional never does is lose his power.
So, talking of old professionals, our mate Andy Ruiz has been making some noise online as well now. I don't know if you've heard.
What's he said?
Basically, I mean, we'll take this with a pinch of salt, if not a bucket of salt. He's turned around and said now, when asked who he wants to fight, he said Dillian's name first. He said, I want to shut him up because he's been making a lot of noise even though he's never been world champion. Obviously, Ruiz can throw that around now because he's been world champion, right? But we know they've got no love lost between them. But I asked you before, or just on the sideline, how would you feel about a fight going down with them? So I'll ask you again. If Ruiz, because you know he's joined up with Canelo's team now, right?
I hear that, yes.
So let's assume, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he's going to come in fighting fit for his next fight.
Who's this? Ruiz?
Yeah, Ruiz.
Yeah.
How would you fancy your charge against Ruiz if he's on the form when he beat AJ first time round?
Well, listen, with Andy Ruiz, he's got to join the fucking queue. He's had his chance. He had two chances at it. One, he performed. The second time, he blew it. He blew it. He's let himself down. He let his people down. Yeah, so he's got to get back in the fucking queue.
Well said. Well said, Mark. Well said.
Excuse my language. We've got work to do. We've got work to do, and he's got to join the queue. Excuse my language. I don't want to talk about
totally agree.
Things like that. It's nonsense.
I totally agree. No, Mark, I'm glad you put it to bed because, to be quite honest with you, there's a phrase they use these days called clout chasing. Yeah. And I believe it was nothing more. I think he's done the maths. He's thought, I'm not getting a bite at any of the top two boys with Fury or AJ. He thought, who's the next biggest cash cow? And he's thought, ding, ding, Dillian. Let me throw his name out there. That's all it is.
Well, he wants to get to work with his new trainer. Yeah. There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with, what's his trainer? Manny Robles. Robles.
Nothing wrong with him.
He pulled a stroke with Manny Robles. He wants to get to work with his new trainer, get in shape and get his nut down and get some respect back amongst his people. That's what he wants to do because he let his people down.
He let himself down as well.
He could have steamrolled Anthony Joshua, but he left it too late. He didn't have no wind in him. Eating too much shit.
Yeah, he let him. To be honest, Mark, he let himself down more than anyone.
Of course he did. Sorry, mate, I'm getting a bit excited there.
No, that's good. That's good. Listen, it's been locked down. It's been a while. So Mark, tell me something else. How's things going with your new gym setup? Obviously, things can't go as quick as you'd like them to, but what's been happening?
Well, all that's been happening is we've got a 20. It's a lovely area. I'll be honest with you. I don't own the building. It's a good friend of ours. He's invited me in now, and he said, Mark, you can have this space whenever you like. We've got the best things in there. They phoned me up. We've organised a 20-foot boxing ring in there. We've got we've got a really good team around us, as in strength and conditioners and all that game. I mean, massage rooms. We've got everything in there. It's strength and conditioning downstairs, but the boxing area is solely for boxing, and it's a great setup. I have a long-term friend in a company called West One Limited who've been very supportive with me, and they're good friends of mine, so they're with me on that. And it's looking well. I've got Mike. What's his name? Mike Goodall. He's fitting a ring up next week in there. So
brilliant.
That will be up and running. That'll be up and running, and that will be ticking over. And that's where I'm going to use as a London base. I say London. It's on the verge of London. That'll be my base. So I've got a boxing base of our own that we can work from and be more settled. But I like to get about because that's how you learn to get about, and you travel in different gyms, etc. But it's about time I had my own base, and I praise God that I've got a base to work from now, and great support around me. Yeah.
Well, Mark, as soon as that's up and running, I told you before, we'll come down and do a showcase. We'll have a little walk around.
Well, I plan to do an opening, but depending on this situation, this is priority. This fight camp business. So this is priority with Dillian himself. As I say, I'm waiting to get the phone call and the thumbs up to get back to work and get a game plan and all that back together. Is
Dillian back in the UK yet, or is he still in Portugal?
I understand he's still in Portugal. I spoke to the boys, the training team. I kept in touch with them. They're still in Portugal, and I believe they'll still be in Portugal. I think until 3 weeks before the fight takes place, because I believe we have quarantine issues. I think so, don't we?
Okay. Well, I mean, look,
it's changing, isn't it?
It's a day-by-day thing. Apparently, on July the 4th, we're going to get some new updates on all the measures and stuff. So, I mean, watch this space, really.
That's very good. Who knows? We might be in the O2 yet.
Yeah. Well, look. I think have you heard what Eddie's dubbed the venue?
No, go on.
He's Matchroom Square Garden.
Ah, well, listen.
He's got MSG. He's got the UK MSG now.
Why not? Listen, I've looked at some of the shows, the lineups, and they're great. They're great little fights for sure. Definitely, I'm looking forward to them myself.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Mark. I just wanted to ask you. I mean, not the whole list, but is there any particular fights on there that tickle you?
Say that again.
Are there any fights that stand out from any of the cards for you, apart from your own one?
Yeah, I love the Chris Congo. Who's he fighting now? Chris Congo.
Oh, you've got me now.
He's fighting.
I heard Tony Belly talking about it.
LCS's guy. I really like him as it happens.
Yes.
Bloody hell.
What about the Cheeseman fight?
Cheeseman's fight's a good fight. He's remind me who's fighting.
Oh, fucking egg and cheese. Oh, bloody hell! You've got me now.
I was looking at
Cheeseman. It's the. How can I forget? It's the other bloke who's got the name like food because Eddie made an omelette joke.
Do you know what? No, the lineup, they're all good 50-50 fights, but I retweeted them last night.
Had a mind blank.
I retweeted them last night, but there's some really good fights on there, proper fights, and it's going to be good and interesting because it's behind closed doors, but I think it's going to work. I hope it does.
Yeah, he's talking about putting on all the fireworks and laying it on thick with the entertainment, but that's what Eddie. You get that with Eddie anyway. You get the entertainment factor.
Yeah, well, the fights are going to be fireworks in themselves, I believe, and how he dresses it up is up to him. It'd be different for sure, you know. So it's a great setting, I think.
What do you think, Mark? About let's assume you're in the corner. Let's put all Corona out of our minds for a minute. What do you think about the fact that you're going to be able to hear live on television everything that you guys are saying to each other?
It's nothing, you know. It's nothing to me. I know it's nothing to Dillian. It's nothing to. It's nothing between the coach and the fighter when they're working. It really ain't. It's a connection that you both get and you both tune into, and it's something, you know. It's almost spiritual. I can't explain it to you, but you do connect, and you do get performance when you connect, and it's not difficult. You do. You know, me and Dill do connect when we've got to go to work. You know what I mean? It's like when I work with my dad in the corner. I mean, me and my dad, when we've had battles and fights that we've worked together on, you know, we're very together. We could be a bit, you know, we clash a little bit, but when we got work to do, we get the job done, and that's what we always do. You know what I mean? We get the job done. So that really works with fighter coaches that, you know, that work well together. That's what happens. You get the job done regardless of noise. You have to, otherwise you lose.
Yeah, no, it was just a factor people were discussing because, you know, with the footy, they've had some of the matches that you've got the option to put the fake background noise, but Eddie said he wants to hear all the fuds and the you know, the grunts and the whispers. He wants to hear it all live on telly.
Yeah, well, that would be different, wouldn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not really a football fan, but I watched a football game the other day, and it was. I have watched football games, obviously, but no, it was good. It was nice. I enjoyed it because I haven't seen no sport or football. I sat there and had my tea and watched the football, and I thought, yeah, well, you know, the background sound, they're going to do that with the boxing. I thought, but if Eddie's going to do the opposite, let's see what it's like.
Yeah, he said he wants to feel the authenticity of the actual fights. I think he's using it as an opportunity to kind of have a deeper insight into what you were talking about with the kind of closeness. I
think that will be really, really interesting. In fact, almost like a documentary. That'll be great. You know, a documentary, real life. That is real life, isn't it? That is real life as it's happening. Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
Before we wrap up, Mark, have you got anything you want to throw out there about any of your up and coming fighters?
To be honest with you, I've got a little guy. He's got a little way to go yet, but he's got something about him. His name's James Hawley, and I just sent him up. So I didn't send him. I asked him to go up to Scotland for some experience, and he's got sparring with a fight that's taking place behind closed doors on one of the shows, and he done me really proud. I had some people up there that was looking after him, and you know, put him in a hotel and look after him, and take him. But he absolutely done the business up there, and he's got a great personality, and he looks good, and he just needs some guidance. James Hawley, look out for him. He's an MTK fighter.
Is he fresh out of amateurs, or has he had a couple pro fights?
He's 6-0 pro fights. He's 6-0
Sure.
pro fights, but
Okay.
he's rugged. He's got that Roberto Duran thing about him. He gets clean the wallet. He goes to work.
Well, that's big claims. That's big claims, Mark. If you're saying that, then we've got to keep an eye on him.
I mean that he's gonna be good on the eye to the boxing fight fans for sure. James,
Mark, I know you told me before that Muhammad Ali was your idol. You just mentioned Duran. In no particular order, can you just give me your favourite fighters of all time? Not in any order.
my favourite fighters are Alexis Arguello. Yeah.
Okay.
Julia Cesar Chavez. Yeah. Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. When Cassius Clay turned me on to box, turned many of us on, or loads of us on, made us into boxers. And there's many. There's so many fighters. I mean, all fighters, all the greats, they're all favourites of mine, but they're all very different, you know. Yes. I can't say I like that one better than that one, because that one who goes forward on his front foot and slips and rocks and rolls, Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, I love Sugar Ray Leonard. He was. I've got to appreciate Ray Robinson. You know, I've got to appreciate, because my dad went on about Ray Robinson. He put him in front of everyone.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad, even though he's way before my time, I've looked at a lot of the archives, and I love Ray Robinson. I think he's the forefather of boxing. Yeah,
and I saw Ernie Shavers the other day go to work. Man, was he a good fighter to watch? Jerry Cooney, you know, the list goes on and on and on. But and there was a little guy, a Venezuelan guy. He killed himself in the end. A little super flyweight, something like that, bantamweight. I think they've done a documentary on the guy. I've seen it. He was
champion, wasn't he?
What's that?
Champion, wasn't he, at one point?
Yeah, he was well managed. He was well managed, but he was a fighter. He was interesting to watch. His name, I can't think of his name now. And he ended up killing his wife and family. That's right.
There's a documentary on Netflix about him. I can't remember his name. He's got a very Latin sounding name. Like,
yeah. Oh man, what we like.
I know, yeah. You know what that is? That's the late nights with the kids, Mark. that's my excuse anyway.
I can't think of his name. And that young kid that's Al Siesta manages. He's a lovely kid. I can't think of his name. I can picture him now. I was meant to work with him from Reading. He's fighting Chris Congo, and that's a great fight. I'm not sure if that's on Dillian's show, but that's a good little fight. I'm looking forward to that. That's a 50-50. But
what other fighters tickle you around the planet at the minute? I mean, any welterweights, lightweight. I mean, if there's someone fighting, you say, I've got to watch him because I like him, he's got something. Who is it?
Terence Crawford. I like Terence Crawford. Can't wait for him to get back. I mean,
he's wasting away, isn't he, Mark? He's wasting away.
Yeah, I miss Terence Crawford. I mean, I was in America with Dillian and the team, and watched Terence Crawford, and his timing and his
special.
Timing, he's
very special,
man, impeccable. But
very special.
So there's one there for you. So I'm only glad that the shows are coming back on now, and we can start enjoying, start getting involved, please God, and getting back to work and getting some entertainment to the fight fans.
Likewise. Well, look, Mark, I won't keep you too long because I can see you're a busy man. Listen, it was lovely for another catch up. I hope the next time we speak, you're in camp with Dillian, getting to work. And it's all eyes on August the 22nd for yourself and us as well as fans. So everyone here at Pep Talk UK, myself, Ring Raps, we love hearing from you, Mark. So appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll do it. And as soon as you've opened the doors of your new venue, we'll be down there in person. So
really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, my man.
No, likewise. Look, take care, and we'll speak soon. And God bless.
You too, my man. God bless. Have a good weekend.
Nice one, Mark.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you.